Hello and welcome to Newsroom series today. I'm Olumide Macaulay, where we catch you up to speed with what's happening across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Thank you for joining us. We begin with a couple of stories from the courts. In the North Central region first, where Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned the trial of the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, indefinitely. Justice Nyako adjourned the suit following Mr. Kanu's insistence that the judge cannot preside over his case since she had recused herself. At the resumed session, the prosecution counsel, Mr. Adegboyega Awomolo, told the court that the prosecution had filed and served all necessary processes in the suit and that they are ready to proceed with trial. However, counsel to Mr. Kanu, Mr. Aloy Ejimako, insists that that is not the issue before the court. Justice Nyako explained that although she does not want to preside over the case, the chief judge had refused her recusal and directed the defendant to file a formal motion asking for reassignment of the case to another judge. In her ruling, Justice Nyako says the only decision is to adjourn the case indefinitely, though it was objected to by Mr. Kanu. Mr. Kanu also says he does not recognize the authority of the court, insisting that Justice Nyako no longer has the jurisdiction to preside over his case following a recusal in September.
I can't show them the petition for the simple reason that if you show it, what did the judge? What did he do?
A 5-man panel of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Wani Abaji, has dismissed the appeal filed by the governor of Rivers State, Similaye Fubara, challenging the leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amewule. Justice Wani Abaji, while dismissing the appeal, awarded a cost of 4 million naira against the governor, payable to the Rivers State House of Assembly, as the first respondent, and Mr. Martin Amewule as the second respondent. The dismissal of the appeal by Governor Fubara is hinged on the withdrawal of the suit by his counsel, Mr. Yusuf Ali. And now to Newsroom series proper, where we focus today in the Southwest region. Minister of Power, Bayo Adelabu, has waded into the power crisis affecting the University College Hospital, Ibadan, which has been without power or water for over 100 days. Mr. Adelabu addressed the students in the premises of the hospital, proposing a truce between the IBEDC and the UCH. He says far-reaching decisions are being worked on to reduce the energy bill, promote effectiveness, and stop energy theft, which were some of the resolutions of a closed-door meeting among stakeholders. Ms. Adelabu made the promises following a closed-door meeting with the management of the hospital earlier today. The meeting comes as the medical students of the University College Hospital also protested at the office of the Chief Medical Director of the institution over the non-availability of power and water. Students displayed placards with different inscriptions such as 100 days plus days of darkness, save UCH, give us light. This is not how we want to live medical school. Medical school is hard enough. The students say they had series of meetings with the management of UCH, but nothing was done to restore electricity in the halls. The Oyo State capital now, the federal government made more promises. This time the personal assistant to the president on constituency affairs, Khadija Tomotayo, held a town hall meeting with community leaders where she reiterated the federal government's commitment to national development with a focus on grassroots development. Her visit forms part of a stakeholder engagement ongoing across all the zones in the country to engage the people on their needs and expectations from government. The engagement is tailored to have input from the citizens, hear their voices for consideration in national decision-making processes.
It's a town hall meeting in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, between the federal government and residents to feel their pulse with a view to making better provisions in the area of social amenities. Religious organizations, community leaders, and other critical stakeholders put heads together to discuss the future as it affects them.
Thank you very much.
Personal assistant to the President on Constituency Affairs, Khadijat Omotayo, leads the engagement with the various groups to glean more understanding of their needs and challenges and report to the President for necessary action.
If I tell you our achievement in this administration, you will clap from now till we finish. But because Mr. President is not a selfish person, he wants to do more. And that is why he said, go around the 36 states, let me know their challenges, then we will fix what we can fix. Majority of it will be fixed. Please, for God's sake, please, for Allah's sake, let's run this government together.
Citing the students' loan scheme as an example, she notes that the uptake of the program is still disappointingly low in the Southwest.
I am so disappointed in all the Southwest leaders, all the Southwest youth, and all the Southwest stakeholders, that we cannot come back home to tell our people, to convince our youth, our students, why they need to go and get this loan. Someone is giving you soft landing. You see a president that doesn't even care about Nigeria money. He has his money. There's nothing he wants to embezzle at this time of his age. He gave us soft landing. He said, go and collect loan with no collateral. You are not paying immediately. Even if you go out of school for 5 years, you did not see a job, you are not paying. It is after 2 years you have been employed, and that is when you will be paying from your salary. It's even indirect payment, not you taking money to bank. And it's just token that you are paying back. What else do we want?
On the part of the people, abandoned projects in the dire of infrastructure, health and education top the list of their priorities.
The Ibadan-Oyo Ogumosho road is in a dire need of urgent repairs and completion. A lot of accidents and deaths are happening to our citizens of Oyo State, so that should be stopped. The second has to do with University College hospitals. It's like a ghost town now. There are no lights in the hospital, no water. Even there were occasions when patients asked to carry placards of failure of consultants and attendants to attend to them, because all of them have left the shores of Nigeria. They have gone outside, and most of these health officers, they are performing, they are leading in most of these Western countries, be it UK, America. It's Nigerian doctors that are there. So I want the federal government to look into this, provide amenities and utilities for them.
The issue of abandoned project in my community, which is Ifelodun Ogundeyi community along Ulunde Road, and that project is comprehensive health center. It has been abandoned for some years now. I think it's about 3 governments that has gone, which no attention is being paid to it, and we are asking him to come and reactivate the center.
Mrs. Omotayo gives assurances that she would visit the various sites of the abandoned projects and report back to the President for immediate action. She thereafter tours some federal government projects experiencing a lull, including a youth development center in Oluyole local government area, the federal government National Primary Healthcare Center, and other locations within the state.
And now to the health sector in Ogun State, where the government have set an agenda for the healthcare delivery system as it held a strategic engagement with concerned development partners, government officials, and the chairman of the 20 local government chairman areas and their representatives for effective collaboration in the year under review. According to the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Imoke, the meeting was designed to upscale efforts towards strengthening the primary healthcare service delivery across the state, including revitalization of health centers, especially in the underserved areas where access to health services was limited. She also disclosed that the state government is set to recruit 400 senior community health workers to complement the workforce at the primary health care centers across the state.
This gathering of state government officials and critical partners, including development partners, religious leaders, and chairmen of local government, was convened to foster the necessary synergy for the judicious use of funds allocated from the World Bank to help the reduction in child and maternal mortality, especially at the grassroots.
We know that we can't do anything to improve the primary health system without involving you and also our health secretaries. And that's why we brought ourselves here today at the beginning of the year to set out our journey for the rest of the year, because this fund finishes December 2025, whether we like it or not. And if we don't use it, it's a unique opportunity for Nigeria. And if we don't use it effectively, we'll have ourselves to blame. That's why we brought all stakeholders into the room.
Giving an overview of the year 2025 impact implementation, the project coordinator, Koforo Olajide, said part of the intervention in the year 2025 is the revitalization of 75 primary healthcare centers across the 20 local government areas in the state, training of healthcare workers towards improved healthcare indices in the state.
We also have the opportunity for targeted training, for which we started last year. One of such was the digitalization training for the NHMIS, which we held with 276 healthcare workers, that's the MRTs and the OICs. We had that last year, and then we also intend to do intense monitoring and evaluation, of course, support operational costs, social behavioral change communication, that is at the national level, amongst others, maternal newborn child emergency transport system, PHC supportive supervision, and service quality utilization accountability tracking system. For all this, we will need your support and your cooperation, because we can't do it alone.
Chairman of Shagamu local government expresses the readiness of he and his colleagues to provide the necessary political leadership for the success of the program at the grassroots.
This is a way of building a strong synergy between the local government and the primary health sector. So, and this is a fantastic program, and this is one of its kind, and the local government is fully ready to cooperate with the Ministry of Health to see that we are up to the task in giving them all necessary support at our various local governments.
The health intervention project is also supported by the federal government to reduce under 5 mortality rate and improve access to quality healthcare services in Ogun State.
Former Vice President Atiku has declined to comment after a closed-door meeting with former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, which lasted for about 2 hours. He was accompanied to the meeting held at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, by former governors of Sokoto State, Tambuwal, and of Cross River State, Imoke. The former Vice President declined to comment, saying that the meeting was a courtesy call to the former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo.
Hey, Mr.
Back. We pick up where we left off in Ogun State, but now we turn our attention to education. The Ogun State government have begun the digitalized multimedia lesson plan where teachers are equipped with the wherewithal and the resources to deliver effectively with centralized and digitized lessons plans as part of the technology education revitalization agenda of the government, as it's so called. State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology disclosed this at a press conference in Abeokuta while highlighting the achievements so far in the sector and the current efforts towards repositioning the sector for greater accomplishments. While announcing the introduction of learner identification numbers to each learners in the state, the Commissioner emphasized that about 332 construction and rehabilitation of classroom projects are ongoing. Over 1,474 classrooms construction and rehabilitation projects have been completed across the state.
We say we have 517 junior and senior secondary schools. So as I speak, about 238 of them, not about, it's actually 238 of them are going to have those smart equipment. So they are being installed, and I think we have installed about 75 up to today. But we decided to wait a bit because we want a formal launch of it so that we invite the press to see what we are doing. So because we've been doing it and people don't know about it. So smart classrooms are classrooms with modern equipment that will make teaching and learning more enjoyable. So we are having that in our schools in Ogun State. Also, we continue to give more training to our staff so that they will be able to key into the technology that we have introduced in the education sector.
The Lagos State government, through the Office of Disability Affairs, has presented work tools and assistive devices for about 50 civil servants who are staff members of the Lagos State government. The General Manager of the Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, Mrs. Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, who was speaking during the official presentation of the items at the Resource Center Ikeja, says in the past few years, LASODA has received multiple requests from the state civil servants with disabilities, seeking work tools to enable them carry out their responsibilities. And the presentation is such that it's activating this vision for people living with disability in the state civil service.
It's another opportunity for Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs to present working tools to people living with disability, and the beneficiaries are Lagos State civil servants selected from different ministries under the state civil service. The General Manager of the Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, Mrs. Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, says the initiative is the first of its kind, designed to empower, advance inclusion, and increase accessibility for physically challenged individuals, especially those employed by the state government.
My biggest desire is that every single person who benefits from this badge, we can actually very easily point to you to say, because this person got this work tool, they were able to increase their productivity, go to their departments, go to their head of unit and ask. That way it's easier for us to ask for more. I hope that none of you here who benefit from the work tools will go outside to sell it. We have branded the ones we can brand. Unfortunately, you and I know that does not derail people who want to be mischievous. As we said the last time when we made the presentation, I personally will ensure that government does something to find out.
Ensuring social inclusion of every Lagos resident is one of the reasons behind this initiative, and the government says more assistive devices will be provided for those in need.
This group, the group of people that are going to get the assistive tools and the work tools this morning, you are being used to test the waters for the next set of people. She said something that is pertinent and critical. Please use these things judiciously so that other people can benefit. It is very, very important.
Beneficiaries receive laptops, scooters, wheelchairs, and checks of 1,100,000 naira each were also presented to 11 individuals who needed to procure aesthetics.
So it will assist me to teach my pupils my blind pupils. There's JAWS on it, a software. It's called Joint Access with Speech for people like us, with the blind individuals. So with this JAWS, this software, you can be able to navigate, operate the laptop independently without sighted guide.
With this 1M, I'm going to use it for the repair of my leg and also to get a medical device for the second leg, because with the money I cannot get to prosthetics. But I can use it to buy a medical threading and a stationary bezel for the muscles of the second leg, because I'm having a challenge because it's a leg I've been using for more than 40 years. So because of that, I need to strengthen the muscle.
Imagine without something like this, I could not be here today. So whatever I know, whatever service I want to render to government, it will be hampered. You understand? But with availability of this mobile device, the sky is the limit. So I'm very, very happy for the provision of this scooter.
The general manager of LASODA says the Lagos State Special People's Law 2011 mandates governments to cater for the vulnerable and will continue to do so.
The Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs was established almost 15 years ago by an instrument of law, and of the many responsibilities that it has, it is to empower and to provide protection and to promote the interests of persons with disabilities. This category of individuals, as you know, continues to expand, because at the time when the agency started, disabilities such as lupus, disabilities such as sickle cell disease were not disabilities that people were associated with or were identified with. So our mandate is to continue in the capacity that we have. So our responsibility as an agency is to continue to provide as many assistive devices and every form of other assistance that we can provide to persons with disabilities in Lagos State.
Government believes that the presentation of these assistive devices will go a long way to enhance their independence, productivity, and also help them contribute meaningfully to the growth of Lagos State.
In his bid to curtail smuggling activities, the Oyo-Osun command of the Nigeria Customs Service says it's generated over 7 billion naira for the federal government in the first month of the year. Area controller disclosed this at the command operational headquarters in Ibadan whilst briefing newsmen of the January operations. The outgoing Oyo-Osun Customs boss attributes the feat to the collaboration between local communities, sister security agencies, and the dedication of the command's officers.
In the face of the prevailing economic situation and implementation of various fiscal policies to stabilize the country's economy, I would like to announce that for the month of January 2025, the Oyo Area Command has collected the sum of 7,804,408,706 naira 88 kobo. The sum collected signified 10.1% and 14.3% when compared to the sum of various amounts collected in year 2003 and 2024. I would like to point out that the revenue milestone was achieved with the successful implementation of many strategic initiatives aimed at increasing compliance and streamlining our procedures. The command was also able to reduce delays, boost efficiency and facilitate while collecting proper duties by utilizing technology such as Nigeria Integrated Customs Information System, NICIS, 2, and taking a proactive approach in addressing latent traders' problems, anti-smuggling and national security. Another important area of attention for the Oyo Area Command and the Nigeria Customs Service in general is the ongoing endeavor to combat smuggling within the country.
And that's where we leave it on Newsroom series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.